Today, over 1/3 of African children are orphaned as a result of AIDS. This decimation of the next generation of Africans has social, financial, and global implications. In 1994, God called Gary and Marilyn Skinner to do something about it.
God put in our hearts that we must not build an institutional orphanage, but we need to build homes.
And we realize that a community, a country, a city, a nation will only be as strong and as healthy as the families.
So we got property and we developed a children's village where there are 8 children living in a home with a mom, and those kids belong to that family. That's their brothers and sisters, and this is mom, and they're going to grow up to be normal, healthy kids.
So every children's village that we have doesn't just have a house, but it has schools with a clinic and a community center, also that these kids will graduate whole in their life so that they can become responsible Christians and productive citizens.
Both of my parents had passed away due to the AIDS epidemic. We used not to go to school. We used to dig all day and have nothing to eat at home. And God gave me Watoto. They gave me a new mother and a teacher and education.
They need someone to come alongside them, stand beside them and say, hey, we believe in you. And we know that you too can be something in life.
I lost my husband. He died of AIDS.
Yeah, sorry.
So we were rejected. We had that stigma that go along with AIDS. We had nowhere to turn to apart from our God. Maybe I would have been dead by now. This is my home, and I will serve until I die. And I love the children I'm bringing up like my own biological children.
So the bottom line for us in everything we do is to raise up the next generation of African leaders. We believe is going to transform not only our city, but eventually our country. We hope our continent as this spreads all over Africa.
One of the great needs in Uganda was for abandoned babies.
We found out that mothers as young as 13 years of age get pregnant. They have a premature child, they freak out, they don't know what to do, they throw away the child.
There were many babies that were literally thrown down outdoor toilets. I found some babies with their hands and feet tied behind their backs, left as human refuse. So we really felt a need. We've got to do something about these babies.
And so baby Watoto is the result. We call the place the bulrushes. In that home, they come in literally dying. We nurse them, get them back to health, and then they graduate from there and they go into our regular Watoto home.
Watoto Church is a real-life church. If you go to Watoto homes and you see the setup, how those children are who would have died, babies who are thrown on the street, they are now children playing around, they are studying, and they have a future, and they are going to be future leader.
Someone rescued me through Watoto childcare, and it's not just me, it's been thousands of boys and girls who have gone through the program, and they are a lot better.
I didn't know my parents. They died of HIV/AIDS. They died when I'm still young. I just saw the pictures of my parents, but I did not see them. I felt bad because my sisters used to go to school, and for me, I used to raise cows. The life was not easy. We couldn't go to school because they cannot pay for us the school fees. I was 8 years old when I came to Watoto. Watoto cares for me, and it has really rescued me.
To me, what Watoto is like my childhood superhero.
I think that God has a beautiful plan for every hurting person to get them out of their hurt into wholeness, back to a place where they have a sense of dignity and value and worth. You can't just give a hungry man a loaf of bread and think you've solved his problems. I think we have to treat people holistically.
Watoto is like an open door to hurting people. If there's any religion that God accepts, it's the one that looks after the orphaned and the widowed. And that's exactly what's happening at Watoto Church.
The church is about love, it's about justice, it's about kindness, about goodness. When you live that out in community, you can transform your community into a beautiful community. And when we love one another and we love God together, When we live in a community of love, we can solve any of our problems. It gives people hope when they realize the power of what real love is.
When the world sees us, the church, they should see Jesus Christ. We are the body of Christ on earth. And we are here to demonstrate who Christ is in a world that is hurting, in a world without hope. That is who we are.
Jesus is above everything, and He's the center of everything we do. Jesus, through the church, can change a person, He can change a community, and He can change our world.